did that only do a few bursts of video? That's really weird. I have to change the settings on that, I guess. Anyway, got a new rear tire the other day. Gonna put that on for a Newfoundland trip. That's the Parker DT Desert. First time I've really experimented with it. I've heard decent reviews on it, but we'll see. It's got a nice hard tread. Spaced out quite a bit. We're doing 90% rail bed, 10% highway, so it should last. There's a half worn out IRC M5V, which I've been using for years. Same that's on the bike now, front and rear. I'm going to leave the front on. Should be fine for the trip. This is 3 years old and it's still wearing out very nicely. New pair of CD Adventure 2s. Love those boots so far. Right out of the box, I got them one size bigger for my feet. They were super comfortable immediately. And walking around in them, they're exceptionally comfortable. I really like them. And light compared to my Tech 7s. Really nice boot so far. And Gore-Tex. And what I really also like about them is the gaiter comes way up to the top of the boot. Which is great. The only downside to them so far that I'm finding is that they're a little hot. I've only worn them probably half a dozen times, but they are a little hot on hot days. New throttle cables. Relocated my key because with the new motor-minded mask, key really wouldn't fit in its stock location, so I had to improvise a little bit. And I like it where it is. At least I can see it there, and it's not going to get any trailer trash, and it's not interfering with the rotation of the bars at all. So that'll be good. Changed out my dampers on my flex bars to the softer rebounds. Did a lot of work to this bike over the winter, like I said. Had it tore completely down. But some issues with some popping. And adjusted the TPS on it. Bought the little tool from TPS Tools. Happy with that. Set it to, it was originally set at 0.578, just under 5.8. I put it up to 0.64, had a couple flame outs with it, so I set it back down to 0.62 to try that, and adjusted the revs on it so that it's idling right now when it's warmed up anywhere between 19 and 2000, which is perfect. So all I have left to do now is get packing. Pack up the giant loop, and I got a molly bag in there with it, and got the giant loop straps, mounts that I mounted up. I have to bend those in a little bit because they are hitting my boot somewhat, which isn't a big deal, but the right one I noticed the other day was starting to move a little bit with the movement of my boot. So I'm going to take those off and bend them in a little bit. Should be fine. Got a couple spare air filters and some filter socks, pre-oiled, that I'll use for the trip. And it's been good. I've had it out test driving it the last few days, just working out any small kinks that I found, and yeah, I think I finally got it dialed in. Changed the gearing on it. I've been running 1350 for years now, and changed out the gearing and the chain to 1448, which still gives me a nice, well, I was cruising along the highway the other day at 120, 125 kilometers, no problem, in 5th gear, and in 6th gear, 130, no issues. So that'll be great for the rail bed. you know, fourth, fifth gear riding mostly, probably. Should be fine. I'm hoping to get anywhere from 350 to 400 kilometers out of that tank. Now that I've set my RPMs a little bit lower and the TPS is set right, I should have no problem getting at least 350 kilometers out of the tank. So, should be good to go. Now what else have I done? Replaced my fuel pump completely. Didn't need to, but had a buddy whose fuel pump on his 501 Husky took a crap last summer for no real warning. Turned out the in-tank filter was completely clogged, which I've learned these are supposed to be changed every 20 or so hours, so I just replaced mine completely. Ordered some new filters as well, and some new inline filters, and I plan on changing those out every 20 hours or so in the tank. When I did replace it though with the aftermarket fuel pump, a few of the hoses didn't fit properly, and one of them ended up having a little leak because it was too big. The fitting was too big for the fuel filter nipple. So I discovered that, took it all out again, and clamped it. I've had no issues since. Increased to about 1900 after a few minutes when the bike's warmed up. Got a big trip planned for the Harley this summer to the Cabot Trail with a buddy of mine. A couple buddies of mine actually. Should be fun. This will be my third time doing the Cabot Trail. Third or fourth. Can't remember. Nice 4-day little quick trip. Throttle tamer on it. Take some of the hit down. I'm not sure what mapping this bike has because I bought it used, but I'm pretty sure it's got the EXC map, which is pretty violent. It's got quite a hit to it. Thought about buying a Vortex for it, but I don't feel like paying $700 US. Revs are going up now some. And a brand new battery as well. The old battery was 4 years old. Just the stock battery you asked it. It lasted pretty well. I keep it on a charger all the time, and that probably helps. But one of the terminals was cracked right in half, so had to change that out. So yeah, looking forward to it. Bike's working well. 2013 500 EXE.